Since he was a child, he was destined to fight the powers of evil. He was clinically dead, and that was his first time entering hell. Present day, in Los Angeles, smoke addict John Constantine enters a building, being called by his priest friend, Father Hennessy, because one of the residents is currently under demonic possession. Inside the designated apartment, all the citizens look upon him. Constantine takes one last puff of smoke as he examines the situation. He then pulls up the blinds and uses the sunlight to scroll through his keychain, searching for the symbol that displeases the demon. Addressing the demon by name, Constantine begins the process of releasing it. The possessed girl faints, and Constantine believes it's over until a stronger variant of the demon reveals itself. Realizing that the situation is far from over, Constantine shouts at the residents to bring him a tall mirror. Breaking the window with a chair, the people find a mirror and bring it to him. Before conducting the exorcism, he instructs the residents not to look at the demon. However, one of them cannot resist his curiosity and takes a look, resulting in all of his facial hair turning snow white. This puts Constantine in a difficult position, but he manages to control the demon and entraps it in the mirror. Constantine then conveys a message to the demon's boss, and before the demon starts breaking out of the mirror, just in time, Constantine pulls the mirror away, and it flies out the window, sending the demon back to hell. The possessed girl wakes up with no remembrance of the possession. To calm down, Constantine goes to the kitchen, where he notices a devilish drawing of a weirdly shaped blade. He takes the drawing. Meanwhile, in Mexico, one of the labor workers accidentally stumbles upon the Spear of Destiny. The man gets possessed by an unseen demon, and he rapidly starts walking away from his friend, only to be hit by a car. Surprisingly, he suffers no injury and remains alive, but he receives a demon burn mark and quickly flees the scene. Back in Los Angeles, a strange man playing with his coin observes Constantine from afar. Down in the lobby, he consults with Hennessy, saying he informs him of any exorcism-needed activities. Constantine encourages him to take off his protection necklace, stating that he doesn't need it. Outside, Constantine's apprentice Chaz is angry because he threw a mirror on his cap. They head to Constantine's home. In his apartment, Constantine coughs up blood. The next day he goes to get checked out. We see his lung scan results, which reveal aggressive and widespread lung cancer. Being a heavy smoker since he was 15, smoking 30 cigarettes a day, he's not surprised. Next, we cut to a psychiatric ward where a woman named Isabel wakes up, hearing strange voices calling her name. The voices tell her to run up the stairs and reach the top of the psychiatric ward. Isabel, having the same demonic mark as the man who found the spear, takes a leap of faith and lands in the psychiatric ward pool. We then cut to Angela, her twin sister, waking up from a horrible dream. The next day, Detective Angela visits a hospital to see her sister, but she is no longer there. Consulting with her officer, she implies that her sister would never do such a horrible act. As Angela leaves the hospital, she crosses paths with Constantine, who refuses to hold the door open for her. Meanwhile, the man with the spear now possesses superpowers and is heading to Los Angeles on foot, causing instant death wherever he goes. Back at Constantine's place, he is visited by a religious item dealer named Beeman, who delivers some goods. Beeman is curious about why Constantine needs this exotic equipment, and Constantine explains that he banished a soldier demon. Beeman provides him with holy water from the River Jordan, a squeal beetle sound box that scares demons, and a fire-breathing weapon called the Dragon's Breath. He also brought some cough suppressant for Constantine's lung troubles. Constantine then visits a church to see an old friend, and at the same time, Angela arrives, and they recognize each other. While Angela talks to the father, Constantine converses with his old friend, Angel Gabriel, a spiritual being that only he can see. The father won't approve a proper church funeral for Isabel due to her actions being seen as a mortal sin. He apologizes and leaves. Constantine requested to meet with Gabriel because he's afraid of the soldier demon he dealt with. He thinks that more of them are coming. Gabriel accuses him of still trying to buy his way into heaven, and Constantine gets pissed. He believes that because of his actions, all the demonic minions he sent back, all his doings, that it should guarantee his entrance into heaven. Gabriel always reminds him that's not how it works. God wants self-sacrifice, belief, and love. She says there's a difference, the difference being he can see. We learn that Constantine was born with this curse, and since childhood, he was able to see all paranormal activities. Outside the gates, they meet again, and Constantine walks away from her and Chaz. Meanwhile, Father Hennessy is in a trance, looking for Constantine's next assignment, and finds Isabel's case. We cut to Angela looking at the security footage of her sister's case. During the video, Isabella turns and speaks the name Constantine. Angela rewinds the footage only to not hear anything. She writes the name down. All the phones at her place start beeping. On the side of the road, Constantine reads a fortune cookie message on a billboard. He starts coughing and kneels. A crab walks over his hand. From his left side, someone asks him for a cigarette. Constantine is suspicious and takes out his squeal beetle box, but a bug-made demon tackles him. They have a brawl on the floor. He manages to take the box and torments the demon. It tells him he should have minded his own business. In a standoff, Constantine throws the box behind him, which lures the demon to attack him, but it gets smashed by a car, and most of the bugs die. Constantine then decides to visit Midnight's, a bar for those with spiritual powers. To enter, you have to say what is illustrated on the back of the card. Constantine is let in by saying 2 frogs sitting on a bench. Chess saying the same sentence is denied access and waits outside. Inside are so-called half-breeds and servants of no one, but there are some who are secretly loyal to one side. He visits the bar manager, Midnight. He informs him of the demon that just attacked him and mentions the soldier demon in the mirror. Midnight says that's impossible. He says demons can't enter the earth plane. Midnight reminds him that demons stay in hell, angels in heaven. Constantine sarcastically thanks him for the history lesson. He then tells him he needs to use the chair. Midnight can't grant him the chair as he says that if the balance is retained, he takes no side. Behind Constantine, a half-breed playing with his coin named Balthazar appears. Constantine and Balthazar aren't good buddies. Midnight and Balthazar have a set meeting. Constantine starts coughing and is forced to leave. Hours after, he's back in his apartment and bullies a spider. A knock on the door is heard, and it's Angela. She would like to ask Constantine a few questions. Inside, she mentions Isabel and the recent events. She wants his help to uncover the truth about her sister's death. He says he is not willing to help, and that angers Angela. She leaves fuming. Constantine notices shadows of giant-like bats through his windows and leaves immediately. Constantine catches up to Angela just a few blocks away. He tries to warn her that danger is attracted to her. She tries to get away, but a road light starts shining too bright. Then all of the lights turn off. They run to the Mary statue across the road. Constantine lights a godly flame that diminishes the flying demon minions. After the attack, Angela pukes, and Constantine says that everyone pukes after their first sighting. Angela can't come to her senses because she realizes that God is real. Constantine concludes the demons weren't after him, and asks Angela if she strongly believes that her sister didn't take her own life. At Angela's apartment, Constantine prepares to travel to hell. He puts both his feet in water and orders Angela to leave. Using Isabel's cat as a gateway, as soon as Angela closes the door and time stops, he is projected into hell. He finds his way around and starts exploring. Below him are entrapped souls of sinners. Demons start to group and prepare for their attack. In the dusty wind, Isabel calls out his name. We see that it's just a memory, and he starts running to her. Her death replays, and he jumps to take her hospital band. The demons follow his jump, but he times it perfectly, and using Beeman's holy water he succeeds in coming back. Angela goes inside and sees Constantine smoking hot. He gives her the band. Meanwhile, Hennessy finds the hospital where Isabel lies. He examines her and during his trance, he uncovers a demon mark on her wrist. His holy wine is gone, and he runs away. He needs to drink so he doesn't die. He finds some at a local shop, but he can't drink it as the liquid defies the laws of gravity. He tries some more, but it won't work. Then surprisingly, Balthazar enters the shop, and it's him who's controlling the liquids. Hennessy falls and starts stabbing himself before drowning in his blood. Angela and Constantine are at a late-night food place when Angela is called away. They arrive at the shop where Hennessy died, and they find that he left a mark for Constantine. He calls Beeman, and at Beeman's headquarters, he starts researching the demonic symbol. The next day, Constantine and Angela look for anything Isabel could have left behind in her apartment. Constantine stresses Angela into remembering how and where Isabel would have hidden a message. After a moment of panic, Angela recalls that when she was a child, they used to communicate through messages on windows. With a breath, she fogs the window, revealing a hidden text. The text leads to a quote from the Bible of Hell. They contact Beeman to read them the quote. Over the phone, he tells them that the son of the devil named Mammon has forever wanted to rule the earth's plane. To escape hell, he would need a vessel, in this case, Isabel, and the help of God. Beeman wishes them good luck and hangs up. Behind him, an invisible demonic presence approaches, and a fly comes out of his eye. Angela and Constantine rush to Beeman's secret place. When they arrive, he's already gone, and he's full of insects. Meanwhile, the possessed laborer is still on his way and hijacks a car. He then starts heading for Los Angeles. They find a bathroom at Beeman's place, and Constantine fills a bathtub for another trip to hell. But this time, Angela is the one who goes. She steps in and sits down. Constantine presses her chest and submerges her. He hasn't told her the twist, which is that she'll need to start drowning to enter hell. Time stops again, and in milliseconds on Earth, Angela exits hell after spending some time there. After seeing all those lost souls down in hell, she's disturbed. She has a vision of the event and runs to Beeman's research. On the floor, she finds a mysterious coin which Constantine recognizes as Balthazar's. Constantine then assembles a badass godly weapon to face Balthazar. They drive to Balthazar's home, and in the car, Constantine puts a necklace on Angela and tells her it's a bulletproof vest from demonic powers. Inside, Constantine surprises Balthazar and asks him how Mammon will try to cross over. He then splashes him with holy water and reveals his true face. Constantine told Angela to stay in the car, but she guns up and decides to come. She throws her vest, and unfortunately, the necklace is stuck to it. Balthazar chokes him, but Constantine takes out his godly brass knuckles and beats him up. He then frightens him, saying he'll banish him from Earth if he doesn't say how Mammon crosses over. Before finishing, Balthazar spills it out. Only the blood of God can help give birth to Mammon. In this case, the blood of God's son is on the weapon that killed him, the Spear of Destiny. Before thinking Constantine had won, Balthazar laughs and says that Angela was his only mission. Laughing, he says he brought her right to them. He shoots him, and they hurry to leave. Broken and dismembered, Balthazar is visited by Mammon. He had a deal with him. If he brings him Angela, he'll resurrect him and give him unimaginable power as his servant. But Mammon incinerates his soul. By the elevators, Constantine looks at the picture of the spear and notices Angela doesn't have her necklace. She says she feels weird and dizzy. She gets pulled through the building by Mammon, destroying offices and walls. Constantine chases her but in vain because she's flown out the window. Mammon flies her to the psychiatric ward and throws her into the same pool where Isabel fell. Constantine then hastes to Midnight and demands he lets him use the chair. Midnight uses his powers to pin him to the wall. Constantine explains the situation, that his friends died, and that Mammon is coming. Midnight changes his mind and agrees to collaborate. They go to Midnight's storage area and uncover the chair. The chair is a powerful artifact that enables anyone to see the past and interact with the present. Constantine travels and observes the laborer finding and taking the spear, transporting it, and delivering it to the psychiatric ward. The laborer then starts choking him, and all the evil is aware of his presence. He yells for Midnight, and he pulls him out. In Midnight's kitchen area, Chess crafts ammo for Constantine's weapon, and they discuss tactics on how to attack the ward. Constantine reloads his weapon, and Chaz and he have a final talk. Inside, from the water arises the laborer, and we see that he can't be beaten. He drags Angela back into the pool. Constantine and Chaz split up, and Chaz was sent on a secret mission. He blows up the tank for the fireproof water system and throws in holy water, increasing the holiness, which will be used against the half-breeds protecting Mammon. He enters the room where all of them wait for him. He takes and stands on the chair, lights a flame, and dooms them all to hell. They start attacking, but using his godly weapon, he shoots them all. Chaz helps him with the last one. Meanwhile, Angela enters hell once again and is greeted by Mammon. Constantine enters the pool and finds the laborer dead. Behind him, Mammon presents himself as he's now possessed Angela. They both pull her out of the pool. Constantine tries to perform an exorcism, and Angela comes back. She starts screaming in pain. It appears that Mammon wasn't banished and is now a baby in Angela. Chaz and Constantine both start performing an exorcism. Once again, Mammon is gone, and they both feel victorious. Chaz is then flicked by Mammon and is crudely murdered. He departs in Constantine's hands. He then performs another trick called Into the Light, forcing Mammon to show himself. A plot twist occurs as Gabriel appears in front of him. We learn that she's the one who's done all of this on Earth. Gabriel gets him up and blows him at the door, knocking him out. Constantine asks for God's help and slices his hands, saying, "Let's have a talk." At the pool, Gabriel starts resurfacing Mammon. Nanoseconds before she releases Mammon, time stops for Constantine. A man with tar on his feet descends from above. He sits on the chair, and we learn this is the devil. Calling him John, he tries to light one, but his hands are of no use. The devil lights one for him. Constantine tries to explain the situation, what his son is doing, and what his plans are. He tells the devil his son has the Spear of Destiny, and he just laughs, thinking it's one of Constantine's cons. He shatters the glass and has a look. Moving Angela's possessed body, Gabriel is terrified to see him. A reflection of him holding Mammon can be seen. Gabriel tries to fight the devil but is stopped by God. Mammon is sent back home, and Gabriel is disallowed of the wings and is now exiled. The devil approves Constantine of a wish. Constantine says he lets Isabel go to heaven, as her death wasn't intentional. He grants him the wish and then seeks to collect his prize, Constantine. He starts dragging him to the gates of hell, But then he becomes unmovable. The gates of heaven open as Constantine sacrificed himself for someone else and is granted to enter God's kingdom. He sends a haha message to the devil. The devil can't live with this, and he places his hands inside Constantine's lungs, pulling his cancer out of him and heals his hands. Constantine takes a big healthy breath and is alive and well. Angela also wakes up. He walks up to her, and she thanks him. He then grabs the spear. Gabriel, now human, comes out of the pool and tries to bait Constantine into revenge, a straight ticket to hell. He then teaches her pain, and he and Angela leave. They meet on the roof and share one final talk about them. Angela then leaves, and Constantine takes a nicotine gum, signaling his start at quitting smoking, and narrates plans for upcoming adventures. Subscribe if you liked this recap, and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Please answer questions pinned in the comments. Thank you and see you in the next recap.